Hey y'all, good morning. We're just gonna start with our breath, okay? Everybody just start with your breath and recognize like this ability. Hey Keontae, thank you. Hey my sister B, girl, come on. Come into this minute with me. All right, y'all. I'm starting with the breath. Y'all start with the breath with me. Just inhaling and exhaling, right? So inhale through your nose and then allow this to come out the mouth, right? Right? So y'all know something interesting? So you know I've been doing this detox for 7 days, right? Oops, let me start my timer. So I've been doing this detox for 7 days. Hey, my sister Dorothea, Thea. So I started doing the morning breath a week after we were officially quarantined or called to shelter in place, or social or physical distancing. So I started this a week after that, and then now for a whole week I started my detox on May 26th, and then on May 27th the world blew up again, right? So I haven't been aware of what's been going on. But if I had to start a week after that, y'all know the common denominator in both of these experiences for me. When I started with the COVID a week after, it was about the breath, right? It was about this situation of this disease, this pandemic that was affecting our breath. And here we are again with a disease, a pandemic that is affecting our breath, right? So when I say it was affecting our breath with the COVID-19, and you all think about it, and I've been thinking about this and chewing on it, it's just there was more of a macro breath being affected, right? And now there's this micro breath where it just makes me shake every time I think about it. The reality that we feel our own lives taken when we see another breath taken from a person. Every Saturday I'm with my brother Jay Miles, and he reminded of us that this Saturday. So his work that he does every Saturday is breath is key. And this is how I think about the breath, y'all. I think about the breath as being our prana, our life force, our chi, right? We all know that. And the breath is a reflection of how we're living. So how we're breathing is how we're living. I get that from my girl Dana Smith over in Baltimore. So just think about us and the breath, and how the breath tells us so much. And when our breath is affected, it's a true explanation of what's going on in life. So with the COVID, the breath was affected. And now, right now, we think about our brother who had his breath taken, and we observed, which is a common thing in Black culture, where we observe the breath being taken. And how now, again, I'm asking us to come to the breath, because that's all we can do is keep breathing, right, y'all? I just want to make sure I'm clear that I know that this breath being taken from individuals, especially people of color in the Black body, is not a new thing, y'all. Y'all know white supremacy is not a new thing. It's something we've been dealing with for a long time, right? And the reality is that we should have been attending to how we're going to address this, but it didn't get bad enough. Almost. It's almost like it didn't get bad enough. And the reality is that because when we see one life taken, when we see another's breath taken, we feel like all of our breaths are being taken. And why hasn't that happened a long time ago, where we've said we have enough of our breath being taken? I had this image, y'all, of like the reality of the breath and the lungs, right? And so just as a people, We're breathing in and out. And I want you all to take a minute and just pause and think about, how would that feel for you to breathe in and out, but one of your lungs wasn't working fully? Like, what do you think that would be like if one of your lungs was damaged and you couldn't breathe? And that's kind of how I arrived at this idea of like, everybody's breath is taken. So when a black person's breath is taken, the white person who took it, their breath is taken. They're the lungs. And let me get to this. How about this? So I've had a lot of my white friends, my brother Johnny Graff, ping me. Y'all hear that term, ping? One of my friends told me about ping. So he pinged me, and he's a brother. He's a white male. And we were talking on the phone the other day, and he delivered this great message about, like, we all should be outraged right now. Well, there's my timer. But when he and I were talking, his desire was really to say, you know, what can I do for my black brothers and sisters? And I was just saying, Johnny, like, you are them. You know, like when their breath is being taken, when they're on the front lines, you are them. Like, this ain't nothing new. You know, y'all know the history of this burning and what's been going on. This is in our history. So many people think that the end of slavery, or the end of people being enslaved in this country, was about, you know, some good white people coming through and just really wanting to make things better. No, it was about these uprisings. It was about these burnings. It was about all these revolts that were going down, that people start getting scared. And it usually takes some fire to change some things, right? So I was telling my brother, Johnny Graff, that yesterday. And I was telling him how in reality, we're all brothers and sisters. We're all just different tones on the same vibration and frequency of human being, right? So I'm saying to him, like, Johnny, you are them. Like, they are your breath. You are their breath. They are your lungs and you are their lungs, right? Y'all get what I'm saying? And then I told him this, y'all. He was like, so what do I do? And I'm like, you know what to do. Like, y'all know I truly believe that, right? That we all have the answers inside of us. And usually the answers are sitting right next to the problem. Y'all know I believe that deeply. So I said to my brother Johnny, I said, use your privilege. Like, use your space. Use your lighter tone to make a fire, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean going and burning a building, but make a fire in your community. Make a fire in those spaces where you know it ain't right, right? So it's just like, for me, like, I know this, y'all, when we have privilege, we all have privilege. We, as an able-bodied person, I'm privileged, right? We all have some form of privilege. The issue is when we have that privilege and we don't use our privilege to make sure that we big up, we build up, we bring up all people, right? So for example, I recognize, and I've said this before, as a professor, as a doctor, as a person in higher education, I recognize that that brings privilege. That brings a voice, that brings a listening, that brings an audience because of that title. And I said to my brother Johnny Graff, like, your skin tone brings a listener that wouldn't listen to me. So use your privilege. So your skin tone will speak to people that my skin tone won't speak to. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm saying? So I was just saying to my brother Johnny Graff, like, use your privilege to create those fires and recognize that that brother's breath is also your breath. It's also my breath. My brother Johnny Graff, that lives in Washington, all the way on the other side of the country, that's always been about people and making things right. His breath is my breath. So I want us to do this breathing together, y'all. This compassionate, abiding breath. So what does that mean? That means we sit, and in reality, we make this connection that all of our breaths are the same, right? So when we see one person's life being taken, when we see one person's breath taken, we feel it as if it's our breath taken, right? Y'all feel me? So everybody's breath. So this is what we'll do. I want you all to close your eyes and then just begin to notice your breath. Notice where it starts. Notice where it lands. And here is how I've been practicing this compassionate abiding, y'all. Like, just think about those two words. Compassionate abiding. So here's how I've been practicing this each day over these past 7 days when I wasn't a part of this world. I imagine, and I want you all to go with me. So keep breathing with your eyes closed, and I want you to picture this. Chuck, close your eyes. I want you to picture that we're out in space, right? In the cosmos with the stars. And we're looking down onto the planet Earth. And we're looking down at Earth with this compassion, right? And perhaps you can bring some people into your mind that really make you smile right now. So as we're looking at Earth, go ahead and bring, maybe it's a little one, a grandparent, a family member that really brings a smile to your face. So you see this Earth, and you know that person that's bringing that smile, they're on that Earth. And what's good for that Earth is good for them. So right now, y'all, keep breathing, keep inhaling and exhaling, and just see the Earth from where we are up here in space. Just see the Earth and send nothing more than just love, compassion, and a fresh breath. Y'all with me? Keep noticing the inhale. Keep noticing the exhale. And then y'all, keep recognizing that you need these moments. You need these moments of embodying. What does that mean? Going back into your bodies, going to yourselves, being aware of where you feel it in your body, right? So y'all, one more breath here. And as you inhale, bring it in through the nose. And as you exhale, I want you to sigh it out of the mouth. So inhale, sigh it out. I'm going to open my eyes, and perhaps y'all need a few more of those. Y'all need a few more sigh outs, a few more releasings, right? Because we all know that it's building, 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 right? And that's the fire. And I ain't telling nobody to put their fire out, but y'all, we got to figure out how to control that fire, how to contain it so that we don't burn everything down, right? Because we want a life to come back to after that fire burns, right? Y'all with me? So thank you for breathing today. But I want to ask you all, I'm going to send out an advertisement, and I've joined in with our State Representative Attica Scott and Bowling Green City Commissioner Dana Beasley Brown. Tomorrow, Thursday evening, we're going to do a Facebook Live through Zoom, and it's just focused on Breathe With Us. So y'all look out for that, okay? And y'all just got to keep breathing. Keep going to your breath. Keep noticing the breath. Keep respecting the breath, and respect that our breath is all the same. My breath is the same breath as my brother Johnny Graff over in Washington, over on the other side of the mountains in Washington, y'all. All right, y'all. Keep breathing.